Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Good to have you here once again via Zoom at KHD. Keep the light burning. Parashat Tetzaveh is full of beautiful instructions in how the priests have to dress, how long they have to be in order, and the breastplates and the hat and the garments and the mix of materials is fascinating. And all of it just to come, and I'm saying just to come to do the work of God. I want you to keep that in mind. How many of us, when we come to shul, or when we come anything that has to do shul related that is specifically for God, sometimes we come with an attitude of lay back, of unimportance, of lacking. And as I'm being drinking from this Devar Torah, from this sermon, from this Parashah, it fascinates me how God give us instructions. It's like he give us a map to be guided by. And instead of taking it and following it, we pick and choose like a Chinese menu. I want the lo mein, I without this, and but God telling you, eat the lo mein, and it has this is the perfect recipe. But no, we are stubborn. And we choose to remove, oh, I don't like cashew nuts on my whatever dish. And we take the stuff away. And we decide to do what we believe goes okay and according to God's perfect will. We choose, we make the choice. God gave us free will. Keep that in mind. But doesn't mean that still you're being stubborn and disobedient. So there is a story told about a small synagogue that lived through a season of fear and uncertainty. A lot of us can relate to that. The people were tired. Life felt heavy. Faith felt quiet. But inside that synagogue, one thing never changed: the Ner Tamid, the eternal lamp. You can see it on the screen. My background is a candelabrum, a menorah. The eternal lamp continued to burn. One evening, a child looked up and asked the caretaker, "Why do we keep the light burning when no one is here? When the doors are closed and it feels like nobody sees it?" The caretaker smiled and answered, "Because the light is not only for those who are present, it is for the moment when someone walks in carrying darkness." Years later, when hardship struck, the community people gathered again in the same synagogue. They didn't remember every sermon. They didn't remember every melody, but they remembered the light. And seeing that lamp still burning reminded them who they were. Because sometimes survival doesn't begin with strength. It begins with a light that refuses to go out. Let me say that again. Sometimes survival doesn't begin with strength. It begins with a light that refuses to go out. This is exactly where Parashat Tetzaveh begins. Hashem commands, "Bring pure oil. Keep the lamp burning continually." No occasionally, no when it's convenient to you. I'm so busy, I cannot do it right now. Hey, God, wait for me. I haven't finished work. No, a burning continually light. What is striking is that in this entire parasha, Moses' name is nowhere to be found. God addresses him as you, ata. You shall go and do, you shall go and say. Never says, hey Moshe, hey Moses, hey Moshe. No. Moses' name is not there. The greatest leader is hidden, yet the light remains central. This teaches us that faith is no measure by visibility. Leadership is not proven by recognition. The true work of the soul is quiet consistency. Even when no one sees, the light must still burn. And that light was not meant only for the temple. It was meant to remind Israel that the Shekhinah, the divine presence of God, dwell among us even in hidden moments. The Ner Tamid became a promise, even while we were in exile, even when we are in confusion, even in silence. Hashem's presence has never departed, ever. He's there, always. Quiet, hidden. This year as well, Parashat Tetzaveh meets Shabbat Zachor, the Shabbat of remembrances, remembering. Remember what Amalek did to you. What happened to Amalek? Everybody hears Amalek here and there. What happened? What did Amalek did so bad that God mentioned is not only in Exodus 17, but also in later on in the scriptures. But let me bring you back why God is telling us, remember what Amalek did to you. In Exodus 17, shortly after leaving Egypt, the people were exhausted, vulnerable, still healing from slavery. And Amalek attacked not the strong, but the weak, and they at the rear. Moses stood on the hill with raised hands. He was exhausted. He couldn't. Just try it. Keep your hands out for an hour. You know, have you seen the ladies when we do the blessings for a kid and they make a chuppah with a talit? And they're holding it for a minute, 2, 3, 5 minutes the most. I don't think so ever. But 2, 3 minutes and you hold it. And all of a sudden you're like, oh my gosh, it hurt. Can you imagine how Moses had to keep his hands up? Then Aaron and had to hold his arm up. Because otherwise, the moment that he will put his arms down, we will lose. But the moment that he left out his arms, we will win. Look at that picture. Even God is giving us another map here about light. Make it yourself. Walk down. Put your head down. Walk. And you feel miserable. Lift your hair up. Fix yourself up. Your shoulders back. Breathe. Change your thoughts. And you start winning. Everything is about how you position yourself, how you believe, that light that is in you. Let me go back to my sermon. So Amalek didn't go and attack people that were strong or they were ready. He attacked these people that were just living Mizraim, Egypt, tired, exhausted, fearful, and attacks them. What happens here? So Aaron and stood beside Moses, holding his hand up until sunset, and Israel was victorious. Yes, we won the battle, but the Torah doesn't allow us to forget the attack, because Amalek represents something deeper than a historical enemy. Amalek represents the forces that strike when hope is fragile, when faith is tired, when identity feels vulnerable. Amalek tries to extinguish the light when it burns the weakest. Have you met people like that? Have you encountered situations as such? When you just have a little bit of a light, you need somebody to boost that light, to bring you up and allow that to happen too. And that is why we remember not to live in fear, but to remain spiritually awake. And once again, Amalek appears, but hidden again. Haman is called the Agagite, a descendant of Amalek. The story unfolds in Persia, the very place of exile. And yet, just like Moses' name is hidden in Tetzaveh, the name of God, Hashem, is hidden throughout the Book of Esther. But hidden doesn't mean absent. Behind the scenes, redemption is quietly unfolding. Mordecai refuses to bow down because he remembers who he is. Many sages says that Haman had something in his plate, like a god or something, and that's why Mordecai didn't bow down. Sages. Esther risked everything because she embraces identity instead of hiding from it. Esther got a wake-up call. As Mordecai says to Esther in Esther 4:14, for in you remain silent at this time, relief and deliverance will arise for the Jews from another place. But you and your father's house will perish. Who knows whether you have attained royal status for such a time as this? Keep those words. God puts you in a place for a reason and a purpose. Do the job that God has called you to do and where He has set you up, because God has placed you in a place for such a time as this. Show God what you're capable of doing. And the light that seems fragile becomes the light that saves a people. Purim teaches us that sometimes the greatest miracles are not loud. They are hidden lights refusing to be extinguished. Persian, modern day in Iran, was a place of danger, yet also a place where redemption unfolded. It was the land where Cyrus once allowed return and rebuilding. This reminds us that history is never simple. But our calling is not to carry bitterness. Our calling is to carry memory, empathy, and hope. To remember pain without losing compassion. To remember danger without surrendering light. I personally, and we as a congregation, have gone through a lot in the last 4 years. We have. From the illness and passing of my husband, other congregants' families passing, other members of our shul and visitors passing, people sick and back to life. I'm one of them. Shamash is one of them. We are here for such a time as this. We have gone through a lot that have shaped us, mold us in the people that He wants us to become. Don't forget that. And I'm saying this because I don't want to forget that either. Why God has placed me here, this moment, why I'm going through what I'm going through. Why? God has a plan for you. Focus in that hidden burning light that you have inside you. And give it a chance to burn, 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 and keep burning. We are alive today. We were given a second chance. We are given another opportunity. Let's don't waste it. That is what means to keep the lamp burning, even when life feels overwhelming. We could have just easily dropped the ball and say, okay, this is it. But I love to see courageous people with that fire inside, faithful. And that's who we are. And each and every one of you that is listening to this sermon, you are. You are listening to this Devar Torah because God wants that burning light to keep burning and burning and burning so more. Today, Amalek rarely appears with weapons. Rarely, but sometimes appears with weapons. Don't take me wrong. Amalek appears as discouragement. Anybody that has gone through discouragement nowadays, if you haven't, Baruch Hashem. But a lot of people perhaps goes through discouragement, a grief, spiritual exhaustion. As the quiet voice that says, it doesn't matter if the light goes out. Keep laying in that sofa. Keep laying in that bed. Keep flipping the channels. Flipping, switching. Keep changing the channels. Oh, Netflix to Disney to HBO, the new series. Keep doing it. Do you know that the more that you lay in the sofa, the more that you want to be laying down? The more that you're sitting down, the more that you do something depressing, the more that you become that person. I'm exhausted. I can't go. Sorry. I have heard so many times. Sorry, Maharat, I cannot make it to shul. I'm exhausted. Okay. You're going to be exhausted later. Get up, have a cup of coffee, come to shul. Let me ask you something. Will you miss work if you were exhausted? If I miss work, I don't get my salary. I don't get paid. This message is for me too. Trust me, I love laying back on my sofa, my couch. I love Shabbos. Shabbos is the day that I can really lay back. But it's one day a week. That's it. The next days, I have my alarm, wake up. I have my routine. I was sharing with a friend from shul. If you are exhausted not to go out, trust me, you will be even worse if you do not go out. Just go out for that walk. Go around the block, twice around the block. Go see something. Daniel and I went to the bank yesterday. We've been sick for the last 2 weeks, I think. And we went to the bank yesterday. And I said to him, oh my gosh, I feel better. And Daniel says, Mom, is the air? I said, absolutely. I feel much better just by going out to the bank, a couple of errands before Shabbos, come back. Our dinner was ready. Yes, we lit the candles. And I'm telling you, don't make that an excuse. You didn't sleep for 3 days? Okay. You will rest a little. Get up and do what you got to do. Today, the headlines are no longer hypothetical. Early this morning, everybody heard, right? Israel and United States carry out operations. Operation Lion's Roar, Operation Epic Fury has officially begun. God protect us. God save us. God protect our troops. God protect the land of Israel. God cover the United States of America. Let's keep the light burning. The light must continue. Not because life is easy, but because identity is sacred. Because someone will walk into this synagogue carrying darkness, and the light must already be burning. Arise, shine, for your light has come. Isaiah 61. And in the new covenant, Matthew 5:14 through 16, you are the light of the world. A city set on hill cannot be hidden. Neither do people light a lamp to put it under the basket. Instead, they put it on a lampstand, so it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before men, so they may see your good works and glorify your Father in heaven. No spectators of light, no admirers of light, carriers of it. So what that means for you, for me, and for everybody. Keep the light in your homes, in your synagogue, with your children. In the moments when nobody applauds your faithfulness, because the world doesn't need louder voices as much as it needs steadier lights. Yesterday, I was chatting with a friend, and she's telling me, Maharat, I've been sick, so sick, but all of a sudden people call, cancel works, cancel this, cancel that. I have to get up and come and go and do what I have to do. And it's true. I was sick too. Got up and got to do it, and we have to. Our light is burning. We don't let, unless God is telling you no, specifically no, you cannot because you are attached to a machine, go for it. And that, it was like, wow. And that same person is at shul. And he's there, fervent, going and doing and taking. That's good. That is admirable. As we step forward from this Shabbat, we don't carry fear. We carry light. The same light that burned in the Mishkan. The same light that survived Amalek. The same hidden light that guided Esther in Persia is the light that lives within us today. Don't let anybody burn it. If I'm doing something that is no kosher, that's going against my, me, myself, and I will be happy that you tell me so. Because I don't want my light to be gone, extinguished. I want my light to keep burning. So please. And the beauty of the light in this is that even the smallest flame changes the room. Even one act of courage shifts the atmosphere. Even quiet faithfulness can illuminate someone else's path. So walk into this week with hope. If the world feels heavy, be gentle light. If someone around you feels alone, be a warm light. It is your own heart. If your own heart feels tired, remember that a steady flame is stronger than a sudden fire. You were never called to burn brightly all at once. You were called to burn faithfully. Let me say that again. You were never called to burn brightly all at once, because we are all having moments that we are down. We are all having it. We all having moments when we are not positive and radiant with manifestations. We are not. We have moments that we are down and we feel down. Acknowledge that, but move forward. You were called to burn faithfully. And when we each carry our small flame together, the community becomes radiant. You are part of this community, and you little burning light brings radiant to our shul. When you come to shul, remember one thing. Picture yourself with a little light here. You're a menorah coming to your little light. And when we are all together, it becomes like a bring menorah, like you see it on the screen, radiant, flaming with that light. May this Shabbat fill you with a renewed strength. May your home be places of warmth and peace. May your words bring comfort, your presence bring reassurance, and your faith bring quiet courage. And may we merit to see a world where hidden light becomes revealed light, where fear gives way to joy, where remembrance leads to healing, and where the flame we protect today becomes the dawn of tomorrow. Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Go in peace, go in joy, and keep the light burning. Shabbat Shalom.